my kind of town. Chicago is my kind of town. Chicago is my kind of people too. People who smile at you, and each time I roam, Chicago is calling me home. Chicago is one town that won't let you down. It's my kind of town.
Greetings, vibrant viewers, and welcome to Enlightening Entertainment. Today we are visiting Chicago, USA, a city with colorful nicknames like the Garden City, the Windy City, and Queen of the West. Located on the shores of Lake Michigan, Chicago connects the Great Lakes watershed with the Mississippi River. As the third biggest city in the United States, Chicago has long been celebrated as the powerhouse of the Midwest, historically, politically, and culturally. It's home of many celebrities, including Michael Jordan, Oprah Winfrey, Walt Disney, and the current U.S. President Barack Obama, to name a few. Chicago is a beautiful city featuring historical architecture and beautiful natural sceneries. Walking in Chicago, you can find many familiar movie scenes right in front of your eyes, such as the elevated train in While You Were Sleeping, the cruise easing down the Chicago River in My Best Friend's Wedding, the Union Station in The Untouchables, and, as you can imagine, the soaring high buildings where Spider-Man and Superman have flown in between. To view the skyline of Chicago, taking a cruise is a good choice. You may take a tourist boat on the Chicago River that flows through the downtown area and enters the Grand Michigan Lake. The boat also passes the famous Navy Pier, which is a fun place for entertainment and gatherings. The first Ferris wheel in the world was also situated here. Built in 1893 for the World's Fair, it was 80 meters in height and could accommodate more than 2,000 people. Another attraction at the Navy Pier is the Chicago Children's Museum. To fully experience the beauty of Lake Michigan, you may want to visit one of the several beaches in Chicago and enjoy the lakefront. With a range of recreational facilities, these beaches are great places for strolling, jogging, or biking, playing sports, or sharing quality time with family and friends. Visiting Chicago, you must not miss its prominent buildings that have greatly influenced American architecture. From the early 1880s, the Chicago schools started to explore steel-constructed buildings. In 1885, the Home Insurance Building, a 10-storied steel-framed, was built in Chicago. What's so special about that? It was the world's first skyscraper. Many skyscrapers have been built all over the world since, but in 1973, the tallest building in the world at the time was completed in Chicago, the Sears Tower. This building soars with 108 stories at 1,450 feet. In July 2009, this building was officially renamed Willis Tower. On the 103rd floor of this building locates the Sky Deck observation deck, where tourists can oversee the beautiful plains of Illinois and Lake Michigan. Other famous and historic structures in Chicago include the Wrigley Building, Marina City, Old Water Tower, the Auditorium, Chicago Board of Trade, the Smurfit Stone Building, and so on. Each of these stunning buildings has its own distinguished style and has been admired by numerous visitors from around the world. Chicago's great museums and cultural attractions draw visitors from near and far. The Adler Planetarium, built in 1930, is the first planetarium in the Western Hemisphere. It has 3 full-size theaters, which allow visitors to explore the immense universe. Next, the Museum of Science and Industry provides a wide range of exhibitions covering topics such as energy, environment, human anatomy, space exploration, and transportation. Featuring spectacular stained glass domes, Chicago Cultural Center is a beautiful landmark building which provides a diverse array of free public events. Another cultural attraction is the Art Institute of Chicago. Established in 1879, the Art Institute of Chicago serves as both a museum and school. At night, visitors can enjoy the vibrant nightlife in Chicago, watching movies in Chicago Theater, or listening to live music performance in Blue Chicago. The Chicago Symphony Orchestra, which is the winner of 60 Grammy Awards to date, is also a great option for you to treat yourself to an evening of beautiful classical music. Chicago has an extensive network of parks. In early 18th century, the architect Daniel Burnham developed the Plan for Chicago. This was the first comprehensive city plan in the United States, which included proposals of building parks for every citizen to enjoy within walking distance. Today, the parkland in Chicago covers an impressive 7,300 acres, which is more than any other city in the United States. Among the 552 parks, the most famous ones are the Lincoln Park, the Grant Park, and the Millennium Park. The Lincoln Park is the largest park in Chicago, which is the habitat of many species of native plants and wild animals. The Millennium Park is a splendor of architectural design. It features a bean-shaped sculpture called Cloud Gate, designed by the artist Anish Kapoor. This artwork was made of 168 stainless steel plates, in which the city's fabulous skyline and the sky is reflected on purpose. Another public art in this park is the Crown Fountain, consisting of 2 glass block towers that project video images of Chicago citizens. The park also has a revolutionary outdoor concert venue, J. Pritzker Pavilion, which contains a sound system that can distribute enhanced sound over the lawn. The Grant Park is nicknamed as the city's front yard and houses the famous Buckingham Fountain. This park is now the stage of many cultural festivals, such as the Taste of Chicago, the Chicago Jazz Festival, and the Chicago Blues Festival. Of course, Chicago's vibrant jazz legacy began in the early 1900s and has continued since. The city has jazz festivals, concerts, and clubs aplenty, featuring famous world-class artists, all made in Chicago. When we return, we'll find out more about the gorgeous city of Chicago. Please stay tuned to Supreme Master Television.
That jazz, and each time I leave, Chicago is tough.
Welcome back to Enlightening Entertainment here on Supreme Master Television. We'll continue our visit in the lively City in a Garden, Chicago, USA. The public arts in Chicago have given the city a unique charm. Located in Chase Tower Plaza, Four Seasons is Marc Chagall's Mosaic creation, which was also a gift from him to the city of Chicago in 1974. This grand work, featuring 6 scenes of Chicago, is composed of thousands of inlaid chips in over 250 colors. The Chicago Picasso is another gift dedicated to Chicago in 1967. This artwork of Pablo Picasso has become a well-known landmark, which is located in Daley Plaza. It is believed that these sculptures were inspired by Lydia Corbett, Picasso's model in 1954. Still another famous public art masterpiece in Chicago is Joan Miro's Chicago. It was originally titled The Sun, the Moon, and One Star. Unveiled in 1981, this bronze sculpture is located in Brunswick Plaza, right across from Picasso's piece. Chicago is a city that places environmental protection at the top of its agenda. Chicago Mayor Richard M. Daley, when first elected in 1989, made a commitment to establish Chicago as one of the most environmentally friendly cities in the nation. Since then, he has served many terms as mayor, and Chicago has won international awards for its environmental plans. Chicago is also one of the major cities to hold an annual Green Festival to encourage and foster a sustainable community. In 2006, the Center for Green Technology was given a platinum rating by the Leadership in Energy and Environmental Design organization. The city, remaining diligent in its commitment to green initiatives, implemented the Chicago Climate Action Plan. The Chicago Action Plan has 5 strategies: the Green Roof Program, clean energy sources, improved transportation options, reduced waste, and industrial pollution and adaptation. The purpose of the Green Roof Program is to lower the city's air temperature. Completed in 2008, Chicago's first Walmart Supercenter supports one of the largest green roofs in the United States. Chicago is also among the largest users of green energy in the country, and it has a goal of using sustainable energy for at least a quarter of city operations. Chicago is not only rich in culture and eco-friendly living, the city is also at the forefront of the veg trend. There are many popular vegan restaurants, which are the best places to enjoy healthy and tasty food. Chicago's vegan establishments include Karen's Fresh Corner, Cousins Incredible Vitality, The Great Taste Cafe, Karen's Cooked, Veggie Bite, and the Bott Bakery, which is the only vegan, gluten-free, organic bakery in the country. Chicago also has a locally grown vegan company, Chicago Soy Dairy, that prides itself in making Temptation vegan ice cream and Tease vegan cheese. Considered the oldest and most popular vegan restaurant, Soul Vegetarian East has been in existence for nearly 30 years. The restaurant was started as a dining place for the African Hebrew Israelites of Jerusalem, whose diet is strictly vegan. On the same street as the restaurant is the Eternity Juice Bar, which specializes in nutritious, freshly made juice and an impressive array of hearty raw dishes. For the past 4 years, former Commissioner of Public Health, Dr. Terry Mason, and co-citizens launched a Restart Meatless January campaign. It has become part of the campaign's tradition for people to enjoy the vegan fare of Soul Vegetarian East. Dr. Terry Mason encourages people to devote an entire month of January to not eating anything that walks, runs, hops, flies, swims, crawls, or slithers, has eyes, or had a mama and a daddy. On Chicago's southeast side, the recently arrived Yaz cuisine shares delicious and healthy vegan soul food. Also new to Chicago's north side is Loving Hut. Uniquely offering fast and wholesome gourmet vegan fare, Loving Hut International was first encouraged by Supreme Master Ching Hai and created with a vision that all beings could live in peace, love, and harmony with each other and the planet through the noble vegan diet. The city of Chicago itself has an auspicious affinity with Supreme Master Ching Hai. In February 1994, the World Spiritual Leadership Award ceremony in honor of Supreme Master Ching Hai was held in Chicago at a grand reception and banquet. The award was from the governors of 6 Midwest states. Illinois, Iowa, Missouri, Minnesota, Kansas, and Wisconsin, who recognized Supreme Master Ching Hai's remarkable humanitarian assistance by proclaiming February 22 as the Supreme Master Ching Hai Day. This concludes our tour of one joyful and alive city, Chicago, Illinois, USA. Come by and visit someday. You will have the time of your life. Till then, we wish the vibrant Chicagoans and cherished visitors all the best in peace, prosperity, and happiness. May all cities and cultures and beauties of nature throughout the world be preserved for this and future generations.
Oh, yes, she's my kind of town. Chicago is my kind of town. Chicago is my kind of razzmatazz. And it has all that jazz.
We sincerely thank the City of Chicago for graciously providing us with footage highlighting the beauty and richness of your city, and for your supportive spirit to make this program possible. For more information on Chicago, USA, please visit www.explorechicago.org. Thanks for joining us today. Coming up next is Words of Wisdom after Noteworthy News here on Supreme Master Television, wishing you kind and caring company for all your days.
And each time I leave, Chicago is tugging at my sleeve. Chicago is one town that won't let you down. It's my kind of town. Oh yes, and each time I leave, Chicago is tugging at my sleeve. Chicago is the Wrigley Building. Chicago is Buckingham Fountain. Chicago is one town that won't let you down. It's my kind of
For more details, please visit www.suprememastertv.com/EE.